Hey, you guys. I hope everybody had a very happy and safe St. Patrick's Day. I actually was thinking about a murder story earlier, and I did a little bit of investigation, and to my surprise, there was stuff that I didn't even know about this and just found out, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this story wasn't already crazy, that's even crazier. And then I was like, oh, I gotta share it with my peeps. So here we are. I've got another murder story for you, and it's one that even surprised me. You guys know, I mean, it's what I do, enjoy my degrees in criminology. I mean, I work with kids and whatnot, but I enjoy, like investigating the minds and whatnot. It's not that I enjoy the pain people go through, but understanding like why they do what they do and like how can we prevent this and what makes people become this to help this not happen. Anyways, that's for a whole nother video. But let's get into the story I'm going to tell you guys, because this one is so twisted and so crazy. I told a story kind of similar to this, and I got a ton of views on it, so I hope you guys are going to love this one just as much. As usual, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Storytime Auntie Kookoo, Kookoo. Let's do it. So this story takes place in 2014. Is that correct? Oh. Man, that's a rough start, huh? Dang, cuckoo. No, it is. It's 2014 that it takes, it all starts, should I say. That's not when the incident takes place, but this is when it all starts. So 2014, as usual, I'm going to give you guys key players. This is in England. A key player is named Kaylee. Remember this name. Kaylee Woods, who is 23 years old. And another key player is Bethany Hill, who is 20 years old. Now, these two girls met when they went to college, and they started talking, and they had so much in common. It was crazy how much they had in common, these two ladies, that they were like, we should live together. And Bethany was like, that's a great idea. And Kaylee was like, you totally should come live with me and my boyfriend. You're going to love him. Wait till you meet my boyfriend. And Bethany's like, oh my God, this sounds so great. So they go to meet up, the two girlfriends that are now BFFs, to meet the boyfriend. Come to find out they have even more in common than they thought. Kaylee's boyfriend currently right now is Mr. Jack Williams, who is 21 years old. That is currently Kaylee's boyfriend. That used to be Bethany's boyfriend in high school. Wildness, right? These girls already had so much in common, and now Kaylee's current boyfriend is Bethany's ex-boyfriend from when she was in high school. We're talking 4 or 5 years ago. And when you're young, that's a lot of time. That's a lifetime ago. Oh my God, we were kids. When you're in your early 20s, oh my God, when I was 15. It was forever ago. So anyways, it's they're like, oh my God, so crazy. They decided we should all move in together. This is so crazy. So the party of two of Kaylee and Jack, who were living together, becomes a party of 3. The new BFF Bethany and Jack's ex-teenage, they had just a small fling. They're not sweethearts or anything, high school sweethearts. They had a small fling. Anyways, but now they all 3 move in together. Now, as I said in the beginning of this video, things happen and I think of these stories and I'm like, oh my God, I should share that. Or I'll start looking something up and I'm like, what? I didn't know that. That's what happened with this story. I heard about this story, I think 3, maybe 4 years ago. And something happened where I started thinking about it again. And I was like, oh, I should share that story at some point. I wasn't going to share it now. But then in the last couple of days when I was researching, I found out new stuff that I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't know that. How did I not know that? And I already knew this story. So now I'm torn. Do I tell you guys the secret information now? Or do I make you guys wait till the end like I had to? Oh, decisions. I do it live, so I gotta kind of decide on the spot. So I'm gonna tell you guys now. I want to tell you guys a secret about Kaylee, who I mentioned. Come to find out, like I said, I've known this story. I just found this out, very recently. Come to find out, Kaylee Woods was actually born Kyle Lockwood. So Kaylee is actually Kyle and is actually a man, or has a male body, but is transgender. She feels... right, I'm using the proper pronoun. I don't want to be disrespectful. I want to make sure I'm using the right pronoun. So, yeah, she feels, that she has a male body, but is a female. So, around the age of 16, Kyle Lockwood decided to drop out of school and whatnot and just started to go by Kaylee Woods. Okay, but as far as I've been able to see, there's been no gender reassignment surgery or anything like that. Okay, just to throw that out there. I just found that out. I had no idea about this. And also, tell you guys another little special thing that I just found out too. When Bethany had moved in with Jack Williams and Kaylee Woods, also known as Kyle Lockwood, Bethany was going to have a baby with Jack for Kaylee and Jack, because obviously two males, because like I said, no gender is either way, couldn't have a baby. So that was part of that too. I just found that out. I was like, oh my God, how did I not know? Like, where's all this info been? And like a whole thing with the prisons, it's crazy. Another video you want to know, I'll share it. Let me know if you want to know more about what happens at the end. So anyways, so all three of them decide to move in together. So now we have Kaylee Woods, Jack Williams, who are a couple, and then Bethany Hill, who is BFFs with Kaylee and is an ex-girlfriend of Jack's, all living together. Well, Jack decides to introduce these girls to his world of Illuminati, Satanism, the macabre, all these different things. Well, Bethany is like, I ain't down with this ain't my type of thing. Kaylee's never really had a serious relationship, and this kind of makes more sense now, knowing with the transgender thing, that like she was head over heels in love with Jack and so serious with him right away. It was like her first serious relationship with a male. You know, she had just started transitioning to becoming a woman in just last couple years. You know what I mean? So it makes more sense now why she was so attached to him and willing to go along with him. But I didn't know this originally. So you guys are lucky. Filling in on stuff I didn't know. Anyway, so Jack starts introducing them in the house to this, and Bethany's like, I ain't down with this. Bethany already has her own issues. You know, she suffers from depression and self-mutilation and things like that. But she's not about Satanism and like sexual violence or anything like that. That's not her thing. So she's trying to shy away from that a bit. But when they go out and stuff, Jack, although he acts all domineering in the home, when they go out, like if Kaylee talks to a dude, looks at a dude, anything, he loses his mind, gets insanely jealous. So one night, all three of them are home, and I don't know, a text, a call, something happens, and Jack freaks out. He grabs a knife and chases Kaylee down the hall. She runs into the bathroom. I believe, I wasn't there, but I believe Bethany was in the bathroom with her. They lock the door, and Jack's like screaming, I'll kill you, I'll murder you. And he's slamming the knife into the door. It goes through the bathroom door. Like there's like slice marks through the bathroom door from that big of a knife he grabbed. And the girls are in there. So needless to say, they call the police. And, you know, the cops arrest him, kick him out, whatever. And Kaylee's like, I'm done with him, blah, 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 whatever. So Bethany and Kaylee rekindle their, good friendship again. And, like, things are going well. And the living situation's going better. Well, then Jack shows up again. Kaylee, like I said before, it makes more sense now that I know a little bit of that extra info I shared with you guys in the beginning. But she was sucked back in right away. She went right back into it, and not only did she go right back into the relationship with Jack, she went full force, jumped full into that macabre Satanism. Istos míos. Whenever I do a live, Istos míos, like I speak Spanish. Anyways, I always like my words. So, worship up the devil. The worship of the devil, that's what I'm saying. So she jumps like full force into that, and Bethany is like, I ain't down with this. He's already chased with a knife and stuff. This whole devil worshiping, I'm out. So, come to find out, and I'm going to tell you guys this before the next part, Bethany and Jack, I'm sorry, not Bethany, I apologize. Jack and Kaylee had a Barbie doll for some reason with her in that home that she'd had since she was a small girl. Jack and Kaylee, we're not sure which one did it specifically, but dyed this Barbie doll's hair red like Bethany, the roommates, the best friend, ex-girlfriend, dyed the hair red, and then they literally like put marks on its neck, put tape over its mouth, and like binded its arms and its ankles, like pretended to torture the doll. Kaylee, right before the incident, Kaylee had given her grandmother a box with like a whole bunch of the macabre and their like devil worship stuff and the like fetish Satan doll, whatever it was, to her grandmother to store away. And then after all of that went down, Bethany, like I said, she's like freaking out. These people are all devil worshiping up in the main room. Bethany's living in one bedroom, and Kaylee and Jack are living in like the living room. They don't even have their own room. So this is like happening in the middle of the home. So she wants out, and what's up, girlfriend? And so she wants out. She's like, I'm not down with this devil worshiping stuff. I didn't sign up to live in a devil worshiping house. So she calls her dad and is like, Dad, I gotta find a different place to live for college. I can't live here. It's late at night when she calls her dad, and he's like, okay, babe, I get it. Give me a call tomorrow. We'll figure out if I need to come get you tomorrow or if I need to come get you on Sunday or whatever's gonna work best, blah, blah, blah. Have a good night. Hangs up. Not knowing that his daughter would not make it through the night. She hangs up the phone, and so we're all clear. This is February 2nd, 2016 now. So like I said, this started in 2014. It's a good couple years of all that's been going on. What happens to poor Bethany is after she hangs up the phone with her dad, in comes Kaylee and Jack. They grab her by her feet. As far as we know, as far as a prosecutor can show, no one truly knows what happened specifically. Dragged her to the bathroom, repeatedly banged her head against the wall. They duct taped her arms over her mouth, her ankles. They repeatedly tortured her for hours, slitting the back of her neck. I don't know what that was doing for them. I guess just like a torture fetish thing. I'm not sure. It said that through the entire thing, Jack was beyond aroused throughout the whole thing, but continued repeatedly, cutting the back of her neck and, cutting her hands and just torturing her for over an hour before they finally decided to slit her throat, which obviously when you slit someone's throat, you hit that jugular vein. Same thing like I was saying in the other video yesterday, like aorta, those are you hit that, you got seconds. So like as soon as they slit her throat, she was dead within seconds. They then decided that they would try and clean up. Here's their game plan afterwards, just so we all know this, these geniuses. They decided that they're going to clean everything up real quick, call the popos and be like, our friend Bethany committed suicide. We just came home and in the bathroom she killed herself. So that's what they did. For a rizzle. That's straight up what they did. Like she's really like back there cutting herself in the back of the neck, just giving herself some grazes and tying up her arms and wrists. Like, what's the matter with you people? Get it together. Worst murderers ever. Anywho, so, they call the police, like, yeah, she tried to commit suicide. The police show up, and they're like, how come some stuff's cleaned up? They're like, oh, well, we started cleaning some stuff up before we called the police when we found our friend who had committed suicide. And they're like, why is she blinded? This and that. Didn't make any sense. So, obviously, immediately, the evidence shows exact contrary to what they're saying. The victim's wounds cannot be self-inflicted. So, they arrest them. Come to find out, Kaylee's grandmother does come forward and says, a couple weeks ago, my granddaughter gave me this box, and inside of it has the doll that they had dyed the hair to look like Bethany, and it's still taped up and got like the marks on the neck and stuff. So they had that evidence as well. So Kaylee, after the whole my roommate tried to commit suicide thing didn't work out, she got arrested, she immediately changed her story and was like, it was all Jack. And like I said, her grandmother had already showed them the stuff. And like, no, Kaylee, how about the doll, blah, blah, blah. So she was done for. So that's not, done for. So they go to trial. Again, it's in England. And they both end up getting sentenced for first-degree murder. And they both get life, which means 26 years without the possibility of parole. But then after that, they have the opportunity of parole. So, as I had said on that story, which again, I don't mean to just move past, because that is a terrible story. I mean, Bethany, she was 20 years old, in the prime of her life, thinking she was living with a best friend and like, a small little fling from high school, no biggie friends that murdered her. She was just trying to leave. She wasn't trying to do anything wrong to them. She just wanted to leave. And they murdered this young woman who had her entire life ahead of her. So I don't mean to try and jump ahead like it's nothing. I apologize. I just know nobody watches me that long. Everyone's always logging off. Nobody subscribes. So anyways, I just try and get like to my stuff real quick, in and out. Anywho, sweating, barely taking breaths in between this. So, what I was going to say is when I was finding out this information, I did find out, like I said just recently about the transgender, and that Bethany had actually, you know, when she was living there, was going to try and, you know, have a baby with Jack for Kaylee and Jack, because Kaylee was actually Kyle. I didn't know all that stuff until like this last week. And the other thing too is, in England, when she got sentenced, when Kaylee got sentenced, she like proclaimed, you know, like, I am a woman, even though I haven't had gender reassignment surgery, so I need to go to a women's prison, blah, 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 blah. And they 100% supported her. And she's like, you know, I'm attracted to men. And they were like, she's got no sexual, you know, she didn't like do anything to the body, like sexually, didn't have any concerns. You're fine. They let her go to a women's prison. But then I guess they caught her banging it out with some chick in a cell. So she got in trouble, Kaylee, and got sentenced back into a men's prison now. So again, like I said, she never had gender reassignment surgery, and I don't know of like any hormones or anything like that. So I believe everything's still male anyways, but that's kind of crazy too. Like I said, I didn't know about all that. I just found that out this week, and I've known this story for like 3 years. Craziness. Anywho, so I'm glad I could share that with you guys. Thank you so much for checking out another wild story with yours truly, Auntie Kookoo. You know, they don't call me Cuckoo for nothing. Anyways, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everybody had a very safe and happy St. Patty's Day. Please don't forget to like, share, and definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. You guys send me stuff, and I subscribe to yours, and I promote yours, and I'll do it, and I'll continue to do it. But you've got to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Numbers matter. I can stop doing live on here if I can get live on YouTube, but I need numbers. It's kind of a win-win for you guys. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Stay safe, do good things. You know, try and make someone's day tomorrow, you know, or tonight. Do good things, be positive. Spread the love, kindness. I'll check you on the flip side, skillets. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Stay safe.